Welcome to No Rules Review with your host, Ethan Millett.
Hey everybody, welcome to another No Rules Review. Today we're going to be looking at Bus by Splotter Spellen. Bus is a game for 2 to 5 players in which players take on the roles of bus companies in a city competing to move citizens around throughout the day. Citizens want to go from home to work to the pub during different times of the game. Now, first of all, what makes Bus a unique game? In Bus, players have a limited number of actions they get to take. You have 20 or 22, I don't remember the number, action stones. That's all the actions you can take in the entire game. Now, every round you have to take 2, but you can take more than that if you want. And that's one of the first things that makes this such a unique, fun, brain-burning game, is deciding when it's crucial to take those extra actions, when you need to move in and do more than just the bare minimum. Certainly, if you do take more actions and somebody takes the minimum, they're going to have more turns than you do. So you have to decide, if I take extra actions now, if I take 3, 4, 5, 6 actions now, will that pay off later? Will I have shot myself in the foot by making it so, and in the end game, my hands are tied? Now, you might say, well, when would that ever be worth it? Bus is a very low-scoring game. The score track goes up to, I believe, 20 points. And I haven't seen people ever max that out. It is so tough to get points in this game. You get a point when you transport one person to one location. And that's how difficult it is. That scarcity of point scoring opportunities is honestly one of the reasons why whenever I play Bus with people, people get sort of angry. Now, I won't call it a cutthroat game because you really don't necessarily take actions to hurt other people. But you take actions to help yourself, and sometimes there's just one person that can move, and you move it before somebody else can, and that's it. You got the point, they got nothing. And people can get pretty angry, because you see the citizens of the city are moderately lazy. If the destination they want to go to is directly across the street from them, they'll walk over. But if it's a block or more away, they will ride the bus. They'll ride whatever bus picks them up. It's not necessarily who can go closest, and you don't score points for longer routes. You simply get a point for transporting one person, one place. Another real neat aspect of this game is when you do take actions, you don't take them going around in turn order. You do choose what actions you're going to take in that order. So you're placing actions down onto the board, and you might find that for some of the actions, the first person to place a action stone there actually goes last in the turn order. You might, I'll deal with that later. I thought that was the wrong board. It's neat because you have to think, well, if I go here, when in the turn order am I going to get to do these things? You see, here's our action board. So we have laying roads, increasing the number of buses, bringing in citizens, putting down more venues for people to go to, messing with space-time continuum, moving people, and then taking first player. So some of these, let's see if I can move this in enough. Like this one here. Whoops. You see how it's A here and then F there? You place in order FDCBA. FEDCBA. So the first person to go there is going to go last. And that's neat because you might have been the first person to go to that spot, but then you got to worry, well, who's going to go before me? Will there be enough? Because the amount of action you get to take is dictated based on something called bus number in this game. That's the maximum buses that a certain bus company has. Everything falls down from that number. So you also have to try to guess what your opponents are going to do. It's not a long game. I mean, it can be long if people really sit and think, but it plays quickly because, again, you have a limited number of turns. It's 10 or 11 turns max in the game, or rounds, I should say. And in those rounds, in those few turns, you are scrounging for every little point you can get. Now, some people criticize this game because of the aesthetics. This is par for the course for Splotter. You see, I really like it. Back when I first was looking at Splotter games, I would see pictures of this. Eric Summer of the Dice Tower talked about it a lot, and I just love the look of this. I thought the art of this was very, very fun to look at, very whimsical. There's a very angry bus, and I find that particularly hilarious for no good reason. The board itself is also, some people describe it as busy, but it's neat. It's sort of a little Easter egg of all kinds of gaming references. You'll see a lot of games that you're familiar with. A lot of games that are well known to people even outside of gaming. There's, Risk and Monopoly, there's Catan. There's a lot of different games in there. So aesthetically, I enjoy it a lot. I played it 3-player, I've played it 5-player, I might have even played it 4-player. It plays well at all counts. Certainly there's more freedom with the fewer players. You have more room to spread around. It can get a little finicky when it comes to where you can and can't extend your bus routes, because there's an issue of buses can't service the same street unless there are no other bus lines or no other available streets for the bus line to go on to. You are just extending your trail one by one, which makes it a little bit like another Splotter game that I have up here. I can't see it, but Cons, the movie one. I'll do a review for that later. That's another fun one with unique art. But that's it. If you're going to get this game, and it's currently out of print, but copies do pop up occasionally, really make sure you understand how the bus route laying works. That is the crucial aspect of playing this game right, because if you do that wrong, the difficulty of the game and the scarcity of points sort of gets thrown out the window. You gotta stay on top of that the whole time you're playing this. But if you can keep that in mind, if you can remember those little bit of rules, it is a very simple rule set, like most Splotter games. Simple rule set, deep game. This is a very rewarding, very fun game, where you're really it's a knife in a phone booth kind of game, a knife fight in a phone booth kind of game. You are fighting everybody for those few points you can get, and honestly, the difference between winning and losing can be a couple of points. Now, I didn't discuss the one sort of zany aspect of the game. The game normally ends after a set number of rounds, but players can freeze time. You can choose to freeze time, so freeze it for when people want to go home, freeze it when people want to go to work, or freeze it when people want to go to the pub. So 2 rounds in a row will be played during the same time. That could be very crucial if there's passengers that you weren't able to move, that weren't moved. Maybe you want to freeze time, even if just to get 1 extra point. Problem is, if people freeze time enough, they actually break the space-time continuum, and the game ends immediately. So there's sort of another unique, really makes your brain hurt thought of every round. You got to say to yourself, should I freeze time? Which any game where you can say to yourself, should I freeze time, has got to be a game that's worth looking at, right? Like I said, this is out of print. Splotter does reprint their games periodically. This one has a decent amount of demand to get reprinted. I don't know if they will do it in the near future. If you are considering Bus, find somebody who has it and play it with them. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but you don't want to pay any crazy amount of money if it's not going to be your type of game. If you are a Splotter aficionado, you're probably going to love it. But everybody else, try before you buy. If you ever find me, I'll be happy to play with anybody who wants to play. This is one of my favorite Splotter games. This is one of my favorite games, period. With a very simple pick up and deliver basic mechanism, but so much fun, brain-burny depth that stems from that. I don't really have anything else to say about it. This has been Ethan Millay with another No Rules review. If you enjoyed this, if you wouldn't mind sharing, liking, subscribing would be great, commenting below, everything's appreciated, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.
Welcome to No Rules Review with your host, Ethan Millay.